I raced in one of the biggest karting championships I have ever done, and let's just say, it didn't go as planned. So guys, here we are, racing in the Iame X30 Senior in the GK4 Championship. For me, this is a brand new category. After almost 10 years of driving in the RedExions Max categories, X30 is something completely different. Kind of exciting, but also kind of terrifying. Now for those of you who aren't very into karting, you might be wondering, RedExions X30, what's the difference? And I have to say, yeah, not that much. It's basically two of the same thing, but the other side always thinks they're better than the other one. It's mostly just personal preference, and I've been in Camp RedExions for all my life. So I figured, let's settle this debate once and for all. Can a stupid RedExions driver like me drive in the superior X30 class? Well, one way to find out. But apart from the engine, there's something else that's new this weekend. I am going to be driving a completely different chassis. Croc promotion. Now as you guys know, I've been a tonykart driver for at least the last couple of years, and you know I am a big supporter of the brand and I think they're generally the best choice. So I was really going into uncharted territories here. Now the difference between different karting chassis isn't that massive, same concept, but the feeling will be totally different. And to be honest guys, it kind of took me a few laps to get used to it. The Croc Promotion chassis has quite a pointy front end and I felt like the back end was a bit loose sometimes. It's pretty wild, and I have to say, choosing the chassis again is more of a personal thing than it is A is better than B. On top of that, I kind of like karts that have a pointy front end, plus I like the challenge of getting used to something unfamiliar. So, did we adapt well? Yes, we did. Right from the get-go, the pace was just there. One thing that also helped was the weather, because as you guys know, we are always fast in the wet. No matter the kart, no matter the engine, no matter the track, always. And you can also become a wet weather monster. How? Let me show you. Do you want to become a faster go-karting driver? Then you need online coaching. But what is online coaching? Online coaching is a one-on-one video session where you and an expert coach, powered by AiMotor, analyze your telemetry, onboard footage and track data to unlock performance gains. It's more than just a single session. It's an ongoing journey to refine your driving, improve your setup and help you perform at your best, wherever you are. How do I try it? Just create a free account on the AiMotor website and book your free trial. No credit card needed. Want to chat first? Leave your number in the Google form and we'll invite you to a WhatsApp group with our team. See you soon. Anyways, we overtook pretty much everyone in that first session out on track. And lap after lap we climbed that timetable of that first practice. And by the end of the session, P1 baby. Now that is how you start a race weekend. Now a part of the reason why we are actually always fast in the rain has to do with our driving style. And it also has to do something with Fernando Alonso. Let me explain. Back in the glorious V10 days, Fernando Alonso would actually go into the corner really fast and put in an insane amount of steering lock when he reached the apex. Now that would actually create a lot of understeer on purpose, which might sound bad, but here's why it actually worked. 1, it would warm up the front tires, and 2, you could brake later because of the friction that you create with the fronts. And when you're driving a go-kart in the wet, tire temperatures are everything. More heat is more grip, and more grip equals faster lap time. You can clearly see it here. I can brake later than the kart ahead. I turn in very hard, making the fronts work very hard and causing some serious understeer. But then when we get further into the corner, the kart suddenly grips up and we get a much better exit than the other kart here. Now this technique can shave seconds off of your lap time. And that is why Fernando Alonso's old school driving style still works today, especially in the wet. And honestly, this first session in the wet was a dream scenario for us. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you will know that we are kind of on the tall and heavy side for a karting driver, believe it or not. And in most cases, that is actually a disadvantage. Especially in the dry, when the conditions are hot and the track is grippy, being tall and heavy can have some serious negative effects on your handling. It can even get so extreme that the kart literally wants to flip if you go into the corner too fast. Scary. But in the wet, that disadvantage kind of disappears. So I can already hear you thinking, okay, this is going to be a standard video in which we are super fast in the wet but then suck in the dry. Well, hold your horses there, buddy. Because in the GK4 Championship, the minimum weight limit for X30 is actually quite high. Add to that this race happened in November in Belgium, meaning that it was quite cold. Plus the fact that these tires aren't that grippy. Also, the Croc promotion chassis tends to work really well with taller drivers. So that means that the odds are now actually in our favor and that we've got a fast package in both the wet and in the dry. We were finally fast in a two-stroke kart in both dry and wet conditions. And by the end of the free practice day, once we had completed a few dry sessions, we were right up there with the fastest guys. Maybe only missing a tenth or 2 or 3 to the top guys. Really good. So to find those last 2 or 3 tenths, we decided to get a little experimental. Because tomorrow we were going to try something major with the setup. But unfortunately, we just ran out of sessions on the Friday to really test it. Anyways, we end Friday with a pretty good feeling and I was pretty confident.
Alright guys, and after 4 sessions, the day is already over. Anyway, it went quite well, in my opinion. We went pretty good in the wet and in the dry it was okay. We missed like 2 or 3 tenths, but we will manage.
How do you think it went, Kevin?
For T4 World Champion, was a decent day. Could
Okay.
be better because we were not the fastest, but tomorrow we do some tuning.
In the wet we were the fastest.
Yeah, in the wet we are the fastest because we like it wet.
Yeah, this thing is going to get cleaned by Mr. Mechanic and by myself. And then tomorrow we have a fresh car to do everything. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Yeah.
What are you spraying it with? X40. Oh.
Goed bumper eraf gaan.
Sukkel.
I bet.
Wat, die voorbumper eraf?
Nee, achter.
Oh, dat is ook... Boom! This thing is very clean.
And
Beautiful.
yes, and we are going to the hotel. Bye bye.
Alright guys, we are back in the hotel. Pretty happy about today. Going to have some nice food. We're going to have some nice food and I have something cool to show you.
Because in this hotel back in the Netherlands, because the gang is really close to the border, we have turtles. Look. I wonder what they are doing. But they're just chilling and that one is just in the air. Look, there's a few swimming over here.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Boom. We worked hard for this one. And we already have some bread.
So this is going to be very nice dinner.
Oh guys, look at this. Very nice.
You have satay again.
Of course.
Alright guys, good morning and welcome to race day. Because this is officially a one-day event, we have all the official stuff like registering the transponder and the scrutineering. We all have it today. So that's where we're going now. And yeah, oh, it's very busy, look. That is quite a long queue. Maybe I should have done the registration yesterday. This is taking long.
Right guys, time to get serious. Race day. If you think back to free practice, we were only missing about 2 or 3 tenths and we wanted to try something with the setup for today. So we tried it in the warm-up and it was feeling good. For 1 lap. Then, disaster struck. Because somehow, the brand new chain that we put on exploded. That meant our practice session was over after just 1 lap. That meant we didn't have time to test our setup change. And that meant we went into qualifying with a pretty much untested setup. Great. And yeah, that went just about as badly as you would expect. What a complete disaster. The setup change totally backfired and the kart didn't feel good at all. That meant that we had a massive job to do for the first heat. Speaking of which. Alright guys, first ever race in the X30 class. Starting midfield, it's gonna be tight. Anyways, the lights go out now and away we go. We get a small push from behind into turn 1, nothing major, and we survive. Still no positions gained. Yet. But then, boom. Slingshot exit onto the Europalaan straight after getting shoved wide and we rocket past 3 karts in 1 move. Let's go. We're pushing hard. Final sector, we dive up the inside. Clean move, that's another one. I knew we had the pace, and early laps are critical to escape the chaos. We're doing exactly what we need to do. But then halfway through lap 2, disaster. The pack bunches up out of absolutely nowhere. I don't react in time and we slam straight into the cart ahead. Completely my fault. And yeah, 2 penalties. One for contact and one for our front bumper being out of position. It hurts, but I guess it's fair. Next lap we get a little nudge from the guy who we just hit, and honestly, fair game, fair play to him. But what happens after? I've got no words. We get absolutely fully torpedoed. No attempt to brake, just straight up wiped out, right into the same poor guy we already collided with. I feel bad for him because that one wasn't on me actually. So, 3 laps, 2 incidents, a double penalty, 1 complete dive bomb from Mars. Honestly, that was a culture shock. I've never had that many hits in so little time. We need to step up our game for Heat 2. Badly. Reset. Starting P36 after that DNF. Nothing to lose. Let's go. Lights are out and away we go. And immediately we're sending it. Before in turn 1 we're already up 3 spots. I stay cautious through the first 2 corners but then fully commit through turn 3. Around the outside of 4, that's another big chunk of positions for us. Then we get a monster exit, past another guy around the outside and into the chicane. Boom, up the inside again. Then grandstand corner, same story. And by the end of lap 1 we're up P25. That's 11 places gained in 1 lap. Now the field spreads out a bit. Overtakes will take more planning instead of just pure aggression. We do grab a freebie on lap 2 after a scrap ahead. So pro tip for you guys, if 2 karts are battling, be ready to pounce. Just follow the inside kart and you'll get a free position. We do exactly that. Lap 3. Big late braking send into turn 8 gets us another spot. But straight after, there's chaos ahead and we get forced wide and lose that same spot again. Frustrating. What I notice in X30 is that the race pace is way closer than in RoadX. Comebacks are possible, but it's harder. Everyone's quick. Later that lap, we all get pushed wide in a messy scrap. And the guy who caused it just drives away with 3 free positions. Biblical seeds. I defend the inside to avoid losing more, and I manage to hold it. This race is honestly just chaotic again, but this time we're making it work. We use the croc's grip and the landing gas waft to fly past the fusion kart into turn 1. Later that lap, one of our fellow RoadX drivers, Deviant Roost, has a mechanical failure. Unlucky for him, but a free spot for us. And now that we've got free track ahead of us, we're flying. Lap times are solid, we're absolutely reeling in the next group. A bit later on, one of my favorite moves so far. We get a rocket ship action from the Europa Lounge chicane. We send one up the inside into the double right-hander. Risky move, but it sticks. Let's keep pushing. Next target, one of the Fusion drivers and his little group. We catch up to this group just as the final 2 laps begin, and you know the rule in karting. Once the final 2 laps start, it's balls to the wall. No more teamwork, elbows out. They start battling onto the Europa Lounge straight. I try a move, but I get blocked. Into the final corner, I get boxed in and drop a spot, but I claw it back immediately with a move into turn 1. And then at the end of the Europa Lounge straight, one of the guys sends it around the outside, which is a mega move. Respect, but the chaos lets us retake the spot. That means we finish this race in P16 after penalties. And coming from P36, I'll take that.
Alright guys, heats are done. The first one didn't really take that long, but the second one was a lot better. We had good pace. Yeah, we were running like the same times as top 5, top 6, but of course we had to come from the back. So after penalties we ended up P15, which is good. But yeah, unfortunately the starting grid for the final will be taken for the average of the 2 heats, so we'll be starting like P25, somewhere around there. But yeah, let's just see what we can do, and I hope we can gain some more position, because that would be nice. So the beast is ready, and then we are going to win. Is the beast ready, Luca?
The beast is, I hope the beast is ready. Don't ask me.
Are you talking about me or the kart?
No, it's not November, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
The beast is still
Big testosterone, man.
15 more days.
Alright guys, last one, the final. We're starting P24 after 2 messy heats. Let's make this one count. We roll up to the grid for one last time, it's lights out, and away we go. We get one on the outside of turn 1. Risky, but it pays off for a second. We get shuffled back a bit in the chaos, but we hold our ground through lap 1. Lap 2, we're stuck on the outside of a 4-way battle into turn 1. We somehow survive, but we're losing time. But then the guy I just passed re-passes me. Then we swap again. And again. We're just wasting time here. I have no idea why we didn't just work together. So we were still stuck behind him. But then, it happens. Pretty big crash. Scary moment. One of the Fusion drivers rolled his kart. He came to a stop with his kart on top of him. Luckily, minor injuries only. He's okay. That means that we can focus on our own racing. And we lost time because of this. Quite a lot. And now, we've got a gap to close. We start pushing. And lap by lap, we close in. Next group, we pick one off into turn 1. Then get pushed wide again. The guy that pushed us takes himself out later that lap. We retake the position and carry on. And once we clear that group, we finally get clean air again. And this is where the croc and our fast engine finally come alive again. And we're pretty fast. At least top 8 pace fast. Unfortunately, we're not driving in the top 8, so pretty useless. We pick off one more kart, then head into the penultimate lap. We're smelling blood now. Send it up the inside at the grandstand corner, aggressive but clean, stick the move. Last lap. 3 cars behind us, all charging hard and wanting to take my position. We defend going into turn 1, then again into the turn 4 hairpin before the Europaland straight. This causes some big chaos behind us, which makes the cars behind us squabble. And luckily for us, that gave us just that little bit of breathing room. That meant we nursed the kart home in P17 on the road. Disappointing, honestly. With our pace, we should have been way further up. Unfortunately, that mechanical failure in qualifying kind of screwed it up, and in a race that chaotic, sometimes surviving is a win on its own. Anyways, see you guys next time.